Samsung second generation Galaxy J7. Is it any good? Have the flaws from the last gen been addressed? Should you choose this over the Chinese competition? Well, let's find out in this video. But before we do, if this is your first time here or in case you just can't remember, my name is Ash, this is C4E Tech, and you're watching my full review of the 2016 edition of the Samsung Galaxy J7. Let's get started. As always, let's start with the built-in design. We have the power button to the right, nothing up top, meaning no secondary noise cancelling microphone. The volume rockers can be found to the left, and to the bottom, we have the primary microphone, micro USB port, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. To the front, on top, we have a 5-megapixel front-facing camera, earpiece, sensors, and an LED light. Just like with last year's J, this is not a flash, just a light that you can turn on or off. Below that, we have a 5.5-inch display, and at the bottom, the familiar keys which still are not backlit. To the back, we have a 13-megapixel rear camera with a single LED flash and a speaker. Samsung branding can be found below. This back is user removable, and inside we find two SIM slots and a micro SD card slot. I like the fact that Samsung's improved the build. This J7 doesn't feel cheap, actually feels quite nice on hand. The metal to the sides help, and the back, though plastic, comes across quite well. That said, I really wish the capacitive keys were backlit. Capacitive keys that are not backlit on phones priced over 10,000 rupees is absurd in my honest opinion. It's not all bad though, because underneath the hood, this J7 is powered by the 64-bit Exynos 7870 chip. Now that's 8 Cortex A53 cores slotted 1.6 GHz each, coupled with a Mali T830 GPU and 2 gigs of RAM. There's also 16 gigs of onboard storage. While it's not gonna set any benchmark records on fire, it definitely holds up quite well. The J7 did a great job in our gaming tests, managing to perform even better than the Galaxy A7 2016. Barring a few minor frame drops, most games ran smoothly. The temperatures were very much under control as well. The audio via the rear-facing speakers okay, and call quality and cellular reception were excellent as with most Samsung phones. One of the reasons why the GPU on the J7 2016 fares so well is because it's pushing fewer pixels than other phones in this price segment. The Galaxy J7 2016 sports a 5.5-inch Super AMOLED display with only a 720p resolution. There's no mention of protection. It's a little disappointing to see a 720p display on a phone in this price segment, especially given that Samsung launched a different variant of the J7 with a 1080p display in other parts of the world. Anyway, this display by itself is quite nice, good viewing angles, gets quite bright, and is easily usable outdoors. Sadly, in an effort to make it clear that you are buying a low-end phone, Samsung refuses to add an auto brightness sensor, so that means you're gonna have to tinker around with the brightness settings quite a bit. The 720p resolution coupled with the power efficient 7870 chip and the 3300 mAh battery inside means the battery life on this phone is excellent. With my regular kind of usage that involves a couple of hours of calls, Wi-Fi and 3G on all day, some YouTube video streaming and casual gaming for over an hour, some music over Bluetooth and a lot of push notifications, social media, mails and messaging, with this kind of usage the J7 easily lasted 2 days on a single charge. Like I said, the battery life here is excellent. Now on that positive note, let's move on to the cameras. The J7 2016 sports a 13-megapixel rear camera with an aperture of f/1.9. The wide aperture results in excellent bokehs or blurred backgrounds while shooting. The images themselves have a lot of detail, especially under good lighting conditions. The color reproduction is natural, no issues with exposure, the dynamic range is acceptable, and even under low light, the camera performs moderately well. This camera can shoot 1080p videos at 30 fps and the resulting footage is acceptable. Not the sharpest footage we've seen, but decent. The camera is a little slow to focus. The front-facing camera can do a decent job if the lighting's good. The front-facing LED light mildly helps under low light. We do have a dedicated camera review for the J7 2016 and I'll leave a card to that over here somewhere. Feel free to check that out for more information. So with that, we get to the software. The J7 2016 runs on Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow with Samsung's Touchwiz UI on top. The regular Touchwiz functionality like the theme store to change the look and feel of the UI, the ultra power saving mode to get the most out of your battery, these return. Some Samsung marketing favorites like the ultra data savings or the S-Bike mode are also present and accounted for. Most noticeably, multi-window is omitted and Samsung is kind of saving it for the higher end phones. That is understandable, but once again, haptic feedback is present but disabled by Samsung. That said, the overall user experience was stable and fluid here. Apps opened up quick with minimal stutters or lag for the most part. Even multitasking was quite good. I didn't face any issues with day-to-day usage here. Now to answer the question of if the issues that existed with the last generation J7 have been addressed, let me play this little clip from my review of the original J7. There are some obvious cons though. Lack of sensors including auto brightness, lack of a notification LED, low output levels via the internal speaker, lack of a secondary noise cancelling microphone, lack of a backlight for capacitive keys, and haptic feedback. This isn't even something that's missing. You can activate it with a third-party keyboard like SwiftKey, but Samsung's disabled it for the capacitive keys, just to differentiate the J line from the other more expensive series of phones that they offer. But if you can live with these cons, and if you want a Samsung phone in this price segment, then the J7 might just serve you well. If you are willing to look past Samsung, there are other smartphones that offer you better bang for your buck. And sadly, that's exactly the same thing I'm going to have to say here, minus the low output levels, of course. The levels are acceptable now. It's kind of sad to see Samsung put together an excellent package here with the J7 only to see it crippled by themselves, just to get people to buy more expensive phones. And there are some Samsung mid-rangers that are bad usually, but the J7 2016 is not one of them. The J7 2016 is a very decent phone, but the price along with Samsung's omissions of some basics just mean you end up finding better value from other brands if you're willing to look elsewhere. So there you have it, my 2 cents on the Galaxy J7, the 2016 edition. Do you agree with what I've had to say here? Let me know in the comments below. If you do want to pick this phone up, I'll leave direct links in the description below. So that's it for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, vote it down if you didn't, and for more videos like this, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. Till next time, this is Ash here from C4D Tech signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye bye now.